So let's start with linked list. So before going to the linked list, let's see why do we need linked list. Okay, so in array, if you see the whatever the elements you want to store, you will keep them in adjacent location. Okay, but any point of time, if you want to insert or remove the elements from the uh, array, right, it's very tedious job. You have to shift here and there. Okay, so for that again you have to write a very tedious code which will take more time. Okay, and if you want to store when you are implementing, you will think that okay, 100 elements you will store, but actually when you take input from the user, only 25 you may take, so remaining 75 memory space will be wasted. Okay, so like that dynamically, if you want to decide how much memory space is there, then you can make use of instead of using arrays, you can make use of dynamic memory allocation. By using linked list you can implement. Okay, so now let's move on to single linked list and chains. Okay, so here if you see, there are some elements stored here. The first element is fat. It is there in the ninth location. Okay, then after that so here if you see, we have the linked list. Linked list consists of nodes. Node consists of the data and the link. Okay, so each and every node consists of data and the link. Okay, data may be integer or floating point data, or string, or a single character, or a structure, or anything it may be. And link will be pointing to the next node in the linked list. Okay, so linked list, if you want to create using dynamic memory allocation also you can do, or if you see here in the left side of this slide, right, you can see the array. Okay, using static memory allocation also linked list you can store. Okay, so here the elements which are there in the stack are the first node has bat, then cat, then eat. Okay, so like that the last element is vat. Okay, so here if you see the first element, okay, the first pointer should point to the memory location where bat is stored. Okay, because it's a first node. Okay, so first pointer will point to bat. Okay, then after that, where is the next element? So wherever memory space is available, you can store the next element in the array if you are using static allocation. So here third location is available, so cat will be stored there. Okay, so here cat is stored here. So now cat is in third location. That's why here this array, if you see, structure fields are shown. So the data field has bat, the next location, okay, the link is having 3 because the next node cat, it is there in the location 3. Okay, so now after cat, which is there, eat is there. Eat wherever memory space is available. So here fourth memory space is available, so it is stored there. Okay, so after the data cat, okay, where is the next element eat, in which location it is there, that address we have to put it in the link. The address of the index position of eat is 4, so that we have to store here. Okay, so now if you see here in fourth location eat is stored. So after eat, where is the next data? The next data is there in the location 9. It is fat. Okay, so after fat, what is the next data? Next data is in location 1. That is hat. So after hat, what is the next data? Next data is in location 15. Okay, so like that one by one we can retry the data. We can store it and we can store the link for the next data. Okay, and here for the last node the link should be 0, okay, because after that no data is stored. Okay, so in this way, using static memory allocation also we can store the linked list. Okay, and the chain here represented using the index position. Okay, so here fat, okay, if you see the linked list, first pointer is pointing to back. Okay, then here after bat cat is there, then eat is there, then fat is there. After fat, um, now hat is there. Okay, but in between the data nodes fat and hat, we want to insert a node with the data gat. Okay, so now we got to do little alteration. So gat we are going to store in this static memory allocated array. Okay, so fifth memory location is here. If you see, fifth memory location is free. So in that location gat we will store. Okay, so from there okay, so after that where is previously, if you see here, uh, after fat hat is there. Okay, so after fat hat is there, fat the next data is in location 1, so this link we have to break. Okay, so now what we are going to do, gat is stored in fifth location. Okay, so whatever the link location for the fat, that we will copy to gat. Okay, so here if you see the link location for fat is 1, that we have to copy for gat. Okay, gat will copy it as 1. Okay, then 1 will point to hat. Okay, and now wherever hat is stored, gat is stored, it's in fifth location. That location we have to copy to this fat link. Fat link will become 5. Okay, in this way the link will be changed. Okay, so if you want to remove a node gat, okay, so now fat is pointing to gat, gat is pointing to hat. Okay, so now their link will be there. So let's see here. Okay, fat here, where is this gat? It is in fifth location. Okay, and gat's next link is in the location 1. Now gat will hold the index of hat, that is 1. That link address we have to copy to fat. Okay, so hat is in location 1, that information will get through the link of this data node gat, that we have to copy to fat. Okay, so now this gat will be removed, so the index positions we will adjust, okay, accordingly. So now
Do we need to use a temporary node in this?
uh, not necessary.
Okay.
If you want, you can introduce and use, no problem.
Okay.
Yeah, so next is representing chains in C. So how can we represent the chains here? Okay, so the node will have the data and the link. Okay, so each and every node will have two fields. The first one is data field, the second one is the link field. Link will point to the next node. Okay, so here we should create a new node and we should initialize to null. And now we will this pointer is a new node, so we will allocate the memory space using malloc function. Okay, so whatever the size of the node, that much memory space we will allocate using malloc function. Okay, and we will capture that address in this pointer. Okay, so now we want to copy the string, whatever the string, here the example is bat. within double quotes. Okay, so that we want to copy to the node data. Okay, so string copy of first data is bat. Okay, so bat we are copying to the node's data. If the first pointer is pointing to this node, we'll do like this. And after this, this is the first node we created. So no other node yet created. We have to create them also. So initially, the link will become null. Okay. Okay. So now, if you want to create two nodes, okay, so in the first node you want to store 10, in the second node you want to store 20, and the node 10, its link should point to the node 20, and after the node 20 there are no other nodes, so the link should be null for the second node, and the first pointer should point to the beginning node is here the node 10. Okay, so as you know, the node will have two fields, one is data field and another one is link field. Here data field is integer. Okay, so now we are going to create two nodes, so that's why it's named as create two function. You can name it as you want. Okay, so we will create the list pointer, the first node and the second node pointer, and for the first node and the second node we have to allocate the memory space using malloc function. Okay, whatever the size of the node, that much memory space you have to allocate. And after that, in the first data, read the data from the user. Similarly, second node's data also read from the user. And first node's link we are making to point to the second node. Okay, first link equal to second, and second node's link, it is null. Okay, so you know about pointer already very well. Okay, so if you have a variable I, okay, and if its address is 1000, if you want to capture the address of I, okay, that is 1000, that if you want to copy to pi pointer, pi equal to ampersand I, you will be giving. Okay, and if you give pi, it will give the address 1000. If you want to access the data within it, star pi you have to give. Okay, and here this pi will be stored in another another memory location will be allocated for pi. Okay, so the variable I, its address is 1000. pi also a variable, but it's a pointer variable, its address is 2000. Okay, in that location we are storing the address of I. Okay, so whenever you want to create a node for a linked list, two fields will be having, one is data field, another one is link field. Okay, so the data field may be integer or string or structure or any data, and link field, it's a pointer field which will point to the next node in the linked list. Okay, so here if you observe, if you want to allocate the memory space, we'll use malloc function. Initially we'll make the pointer to null. Okay, and whenever you want to allocate the memory space for the node, okay, malloc size of node will give, okay, we'll get the address after the node space is allocated. That address will capture in the pointer. That's why in the linked list node, if you see, the second field will be pointer field. Okay, which will hold the address of the next node. Okay, so now if you want to insert a node between two nodes, okay, so what we are going to do, how can we do that? Okay, so now you have two nodes, assume that you have two nodes, 2000 and 3000. In between, if you want to do that, what we have to do, the first node's address, already the link will be there. Okay, so in the new nodes link, we have to capture the first node's link. Okay, then after that we should make the first node pointer to point to the second node what we have created. Okay, so now insert function, how will it work? Okay, so insert function here, it's defined in a way that the first pointer will pass. Okay, we are going to insert in the beginning of the linked list. Okay, that where you want to insert that node's address will give, and what data you want to insert, that also you have to give. Okay, and which node you are creating, that node will be temp node. Okay, so now we will allocate the node size memory space. Okay, one node will be allocated. Okay, using malloc function, its address will be stored in temp. Okay, and if the memory is full, okay, then we cannot allocate the memory space for the node. That time we'll get error. Otherwise, what we have to do, read the data from the user and store. Okay, and if the first node is existing, it means that some nodes are there in the linked list. If the first node is existing, okay, so x will be pointing to the node which is existing. So the node what you have created, okay, so that node's link will point to the, see here, the new node created is with the data 50. Okay, so temp link, we will copy x link, and we'll make the x node pointer to point to the temp node. Okay, if there are no nodes existing, then temp data we will read and the link will be null. Okay, because that's the first node what we have created. So next one is deleting the node from the linked list. How will we do? Okay, so here before deleting the node, we have 10, we have 3 nodes. The first node has 10, second node has 50, third node has 20. Okay, now if you remove the node from the beginning, node 10 will be removed, remaining nodes 50 and 20 will be there. Okay, so what we have to do, first equal to first link we should make, so it will point to the next node. Okay, in that way we can remove it. Okay, now if you want to remove a node after the node first, okay, first is a pointer, we will make it to point to the node after which we want to remove the node. Okay, so after the node 10, that is another way of doing. Okay, so now after the node 10 we want to remove a node. Okay, so how will we do that? Okay, so first link, okay, equal to, we have to make it y equal to first link. So we'll get the address of the node after the first node, that is node 10. Okay, so now first link equal to y link. Y link means we'll get the address of 20. Okay, then we have to release the node y. Okay, free node y, if you give, that node will be removed. Okay, so now let's see the function. For the delete function, first node pointer will pass, trail pointer, okay, and x node address will give. So we want to remove the node x, the preceding node address is pointer. Okay, if trail is existing, then what you have to do, trail link equal to x link. Okay, x we want to remove, delete x from the list now. So node x, that x is the pointer which will point to a node. Okay, that node we want to remove. So trail link equal to x link. X node is we want to delete. Okay, otherwise if trail is not existing, then first equal to first link. Okay, so in this way After that, at the end, you have to free the memory space allocated for the node X. Okay. So now let's see uh, how to print a node in the how can you traverse over a linked list and print it. Okay. So first pointer will point to the beginning of the linked list. How long you will be printing till you reach the end of the linked list. Okay. So we'll start from the first node. Okay. Then first equal to first link. Okay. So now till the first node is existing. Okay. Once if it reaches a last node, first will become null. First equal to first link, like that. When we keep on doing, at the end first will become null. Okay. When you reach the last node, that time we are going to terminate. Okay. Till that time all the data will be printing. Okay. One by one. So to print the data of the content where first is pointing to presently, every time it will fetch the next node address. Okay. First data we are going to print. Okay. So we'll keep on repeating till you reach the end of the linked list. Okay. Now let's see the linked stacks and queues. Okay. So we want to create 10 stacks. Okay. So we'll be having we want to create 10 stacks, and to manage 10 stacks, 10 stack pointers are needed. So stack pointers also you have to create of the same size, how many stacks you are creating. Then after that, within the structure, okay, you will be having the element. Okay. So any data, whether integer or float or character data, you can have. Okay. So we will create the stack pointer. Okay. And within the stack, okay, we'll have the data fields. Okay. Stack consists of elements, so data fields and the pointer to the next element we'll have. For that, another stack we will use. Okay. So here this is single stack shown here with the one top pointer. Okay. So first we will store the first data. Okay. So whenever that time top pointer will point to that, first we'll create one temp node. Okay. Store the data, make the link to null, and make the top pointer to point to that node. Then when you are pushing another element, okay, temp node you will create. Top pointer is pointing to this. Okay. So temp node link equal to top, wherever top is pointing to. Okay. Then after that, top pointer you have to make it to point to this temp node. In the same way we'll keep on doing it. Okay. So temp node will create, allocate the memory space. For that, store the data, make the temp link to top pointer, and top will become temp. Okay. So now the next one is queue. Okay. So linked queue, how can we do? So for queue we have to manage two pointers. One is front pointer and another one is rear pointer. Okay. Initially both of them will be null, but when you create a new node, okay, so temp node you will create, put the data, okay, and the link will be null. That time front and rear pointer will be pointing to this same node. Now when you create a new node, front pointer will be pointing to the first node what you have created. Okay. And here new temp node will create, will receive the data from the user and store it, and link will be null. Okay. And front node's link equal to new temp node what we have created. Okay. What we have created, and after that rear pointer will point to the new node what we created, that is temp. Rear equal to temp. In that way the linked queue will be managed. Okay. Now let's see the code. How can we push the element onto the stack? Okay. So for pushing the element onto the stack, two pointers will pass. So it will work for single stack as well as for multiple stack. So we are in need of top pointer and what is the element. Okay. So stack pointer is temp node we will use every time when you create a new node. Allocate the memory space of the stack element size, and that address will be captured in temp. Okay, if there is no memory space, we'll display the error to the user. Then receive the data from the user. Okay, then temp link is whatever the new node we have created, no, that is temp. Its link is equal to the previous top pointer address. Then after that, where should top point to? Top should point to the new element what we have pushed onto the stack. That's why top equal to temp. Okay, now how can you remove the element from the stack? For that, pop function you have to write. So you will be passing the top pointer here. Okay, so stack pointer new node will create temp. Okay, so temp will point to the top node whatever there on the stack. Then element is, this is also temporary variable item. Okay, if the temp is null, it means the stack is empty. Otherwise, whatever the top pointer is pointing to, that data you capture in the item. Then what is the below item, below the top pointer is pointing to? So that how can we access? Top equal to temp link. Then whatever the temp we have captured, no, the present top element, that we have to remove from the stack. For that, free temp will give. Okay, it will free the memory space, and then the top element we have to return to the calling function. Okay, for that return data will give. Now how can you write code for queues? Okay, so you have to define how many queues you need. So similarly, so many front pointers and rear pointers you have to create. After that, within each and every queue, right, within the queue we'll have the elements. Okay, so the elements we are storing in terms of linked list. So each and every node will have the data and the link to the next node. So now enqueue in the linked queue. Okay, so now how can you write the code for adding the element into the queue? The first one is front pointer and rear pointer will pass to that. This will work for single queue as well as for the multiple queue. And what is the item you want to push it onto the queue? Okay, so temporary node we have to create and allocate the memory space of the queue node size. If the memory is full, then it will tell that memory is full. Okay, otherwise receive the data from the user and make the link as null. Okay, if front is available, it means that queue is existing. Okay, if front means front is not null, that point is not null, so queue is existing. Okay, so now make the rear pointer will point to the last node in the queue, so that link we have to make it to point to temp. So now the new node what we have inserted on the queue will become the rear node. Okay, so that how will we do? At the end of the function you have to write rear equal to temp. Okay, otherwise if front is not existing, it means that front pointer is null, so the queue is null, queue is not there. That time whatever the node we have created, that will be the first node, so front will be equal to temp. Now how can you remove the element from the queue? Okay, so for that delete queue we have to write. So for that the front pointer you have to pass as the argument. Okay, so create a temporary pointer, make it to point to the front node, and whatever the item we are removing from the node, no, from the queue, that we will copy to item. If front is not existing, it means that queue is empty. Otherwise, else what we have to do? Item equal to temp data, it is nothing but wherever front is pointing to, that data you capture. Then front equal to temp link. Okay, so you have to remember that the temp is pointing to the front node. Okay, then front node we have to release from the memory, so free of temp. Okay, then we have to uh, return the data what we have removed from the linked list, from the queue. Okay, from the front of the queue. Okay, now let's move on to polynomials. Okay, you know that polynomial will be like some example. One example, let us take 10x power 3 plus 2x power 2 plus 8x plus 9. This is example for polynomial. So here uh, we can see the general format of the polynomial. A of x equal to a suffix m minus 1 x power e m minus 1 plus a m minus 2 x power e m minus 2, okay, etc., plus a suffix 0 x power e power 0. This is a simple example. Okay, this is the general format of writing the polynomial. Okay, so now when you want to store the polynomial in the linked list, okay, any data you can represent through the static memory allocation as well as using the dynamic memory allocation. Okay, so now here polynomial pointer we have to create. Okay, and within each and every polynomial node we'll have coefficient, exponent, and the next terms link. So each and every term will be stored in one node. Okay, so if you have 10x power 3 plus 8x power square, then 10x power 3 will be stored in one, that's one term will be stored in one node. Okay, so for each and every term of polynomial one node will be using. Okay, term means the term consists of coefficient, exponent, and the address to the next term. Okay, so each and every term is stored in one single node, that we have to remember. So this is the example 3x power 14 plus 2x power 8 plus 1, that is polynomial A. Okay, it's an example. Okay, so here three terms are there in the polynomial A. So this A pointer will point to the beginning of, it will point to the polynomial. Okay, so first term is 3x power 14, so for that one node is needed. Second term is 2x power 8, for that another node. So the third term is 1, for that another node is needed. So here in the first node 3 coefficient is stored, exponent is 14 here. Okay, 14 is stored here. Okay, and the next term to point to that we need link here. Okay, and the second term is 2x power 8, so 2 is stored here and the exponent is 8 here. Okay, so like that we can make use of the link pointer to point to the next node in the list. Okay, so we are using linked list to store the polynomial. So the another example is b equal to 8x power 14 minus 3x power 10 plus 10x power 6. Okay, so 8 is the coefficient, 14 is the exponent here. The second term is pointed by the link pointer. Okay, the second term is minus 3x power 10, so minus 3 is coefficient, exponent is 10. So the link pointer will point to the next node. 10x power 6, 10 is the coefficient, x is the exponent. After that there are no terms, so the link will be null. So now how can you write the code for adding two polynomials? Okay, so now let's consider these two polynomials a and b. So both are stored in the linked list. Okay, dynamic memory allocation method, using that they are stored. So now first we want to perform the addition here, so we'll compare the first term 3x power 14 with 8x power 14. So the exponents are same, so they will be added. So 8 plus 3 11, x power 14 is the exponent will be remain as it is. Then after that we have to add the next term 2x power 8 minus 3 power 10. So minus 3 power 10 will be added. Then after that 2 power 8 will be added here. Then after that 1x power 0 and 10x power 6 is there, so 10x power 6 will be added attached to the resultant polynomial. Then finally 1x power 0. Okay, manually how will we solve, you should know that. Okay, so now let's see the code for adding polynomials, okay, using linked list. So there are two polynomials a and b. Okay, so we'll be using the front and rear pointers also here. So according to your need you can use pointers. Okay, so some will be used to store the address or store the addition of coefficients when the exponents are same, and rear pointer will make it to here we'll allocate the memory space using malloc function here. Okay, so if there is no memory space available, it will give us the error. Otherwise we'll make the front to point to the rear pointer thing, and a polynomial and b polynomial till they exist, we are going to compare the exponents of a and b polynomial terms. If both are same, if the exponents are same, then add the coefficient of a and b. Okay, if the sum is existing, okay, if it is not 0, then we will attach to the resultant polynomial. Okay, then we will fetch the next terms in the polynomial, a equal to a link, b equal to p link, so it will fetch the next term in the polynomials. Okay, otherwise if a polynomial exponent, if it is greater than b polynomial exponent, then a polynomial coefficient and exponent we will attach to the resultant polynomial. Then we will make a polynomial to point to the next term. Otherwise here if b polynomial exponent is greater than a polynomial exponent, what we will do, b polynomial coefficient and exponent will attach to the destination polynomial, and we will make the pointer to point to the next node in the next term in the b polynomial. Okay, so we will keep on doing this till terms are existing. Okay, once if one of them become okay exhausted, then what we have to do here, we have to come out of the loop. Whatever the remaining terms in the a polynomial, attach them just to the destination polynomial. Then whatever remaining in the b polynomial, attach them to the destination polynomial. Okay, the resultant polynomial. Okay, so in this way we have to perform the polynomial addition. Okay, now let's see the code for attaching a polynomial term into the destination polynomial. Okay, so we'll pass the coefficient, exponent and the polynomial pointer. Okay, so now here on temporary node we have to create, allocate the memory space for that polynomial node. Memory is full, we cannot we have to tell the user memory is full. Okay, that's what happening here in this statement. Then after that, if memory is available, then temp coefficient equal to whatever the coefficient we have passed as argument to this function, and exponent, temp exponent is whatever we have passed here as the argument exponent. Then pointer link is equal to temporary node. So pointer is the existing node's rear pointer value. That link is equal to new node what we have created, and now the rear pointer what is existing, that should point to the new node what we have added onto the polynomial linked list. Okay, so now let's see how will be the suit for polynomials. Okay, so if you want to define the ADT for polynomial, what are the different functions you can write? Reading the polynomial from the user, printing the polynomial content, performing the addition of two polynomials, performing the subtraction, performing the multiplication, or even you can perform the scalar value into polynomial values. Okay, so with that we'll wind up today's class. We'll continue in the next class.